Today we're going to be going over some of the strongest men's fragrances that you can buy in 2025. As always, we have a wide selection of things from designer, niche, spring, summer, fall, winter-based scents, a little bit of everything to cover a wide variety of times of the year and situations and all that stuff. We're in summer, but it is going to be winding down, so you might want to start looking at adding some newer fall, winter leaning scents into your collection. So we do have a few of those here. Not new releases, but just could be new to your collection scents. We'll get things kicked off with Dior Fahrenheit Le Parfum. It's got rum, violet leaf, suede, vanilla. It's a beautiful release. It is, at this point, really about the only Fahrenheit flanker that you can still buy. Cologne, Aqua, Fahrenheit 32, Fahrenheit Absolute, all of those are discontinued now and pretty much impossible to find. So you're really left with the original and the Parfum. Personally, I think the Parfum is the way to go in pretty much every scenario. It is going to be a sweeter, warmer scent, more for the colder times of the year, whereas Fahrenheit Eau de Toilette would be, probably more of an all year round general type of scent. But I still think that the Parfum brings a lot more to the table. It's about $110, $115 for 75 ml. So it is on the pricier end of things, but it does make up for it by way of amazing performance and just a really nice, unique take on the Fahrenheit DNA, which at this point is very popular and has been for years. So it is a little bit boozy, a little bit gourmand, but then also it still has that violet leaf freshness that you would come to expect out of a Fahrenheit release. This has been a favorite of mine ever since I first got it in. It was a blind buy, as is all of my purchases, and I was immediately pleased with it, and it's just been one that I've really leaned on over the years for fall and winter wear. It is a Parfum concentration, so it has great performance. You don't have to worry about this one wearing off too soon. Let's knock out a couple fresher summer scents up next. We'll start off with Invictus Aqua. It's the 2024 rendition, which is amazing because they brought back the 2016 smell. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because it's probably fresh in everybody's mind, but Aqua 2016 has been one of the strongest summer fragrances I've ever owned, and that one was discontinued. Now they brought it back again in the 2024 version with this frosted glass, just like the 2016. So scent is basically identical. The bottles are very close, and it's just, we're back to what we had originally. It's always been a 12 plus hour performer for me, and I don't need to describe it really. It's just essentially a powerful, fresh aquatic with a nice ambroxan base and just a touch of a sweetness. Not overly bubblegummy, but just enough. It's a casual, fun, playful type of scent that to me just smells like vacation. It smells like what you would expect to be wearing out on the lake or on the beach or something involved with water on a beautiful summer day. That is Invictus Aqua. And again, it's in this video for a reason. It is incredibly strong. That other summer scent that I was kind of, thinking about that I really love for this time of year that has always performed great on me is Acqua di Gio Parfum, formerly Profumo. It does have kind of that incense patchouli smell. Now they did substitute the incense technically in this version, I believe it was, and they put in an olibanum instead, I think is what they did. I know they rearranged something with this Parfum release, but it still smells pretty much exactly like Acqua di Gio Profumo. I still get that smokiness, I still get that mature, premium smelling patchouli accord with the classic aquatic Acqua di Gio DNA, that freshness. So again, they're the same. Usually I'm kind of getting into this one more so in the evening time, but I've also worn this one during the day countless times, mostly Profumo. And then now the Parfum. I wear this stuff all the time in the summer. Just this DNA is one that I've worn in the spring and summer months more than I have any other time. Even though some people might look at it and think that it's maybe only good for fall or something because of the sweeter, heavier notes that they list off, I don't really find that to be the case for me personally. There's still plenty of fresh balance where it's not an issue for me. But one of the things that I've always loved about Profumo and the Parfum is that, well, they're both true Parfum concentrated scents, and they've always done really good on my skin, not only in longevity, which has been exceptional, but projection has always been pretty solid as well. You kind of have the option to do just a couple of sprays and have it more of an intimate type of scent, or if you do want to push out more, I mean, just simply hit a few more sprays, but you kind of have that control. There are some fragrances that are so strong out of the gate that even if you only did a couple of sprays, they're still going to be really pushing out. That's not the case here. You can dial this one in perfectly to fit your needs and to fit whatever situation you're trying to accommodate to. That's why I love it. These days, you can get the new Parfum version anywhere, any discounter of your choosing. And typically, depending on whether you get the older 125 ml or the newer 100 ml, you're going to be somewhere basically around $100 to $120 within that range, depending on what you're getting and where you're shopping. This next one is Dior Sauvage Elixir version. It's the most strong Sauvage flanker there is, basically. I mean, the Eau de Toilette was, and still is really popular, primarily because of the complement factor, but also because it's always been a super strong scent. The Eau de Parfum, great performer. The Parfum, great performer. Even very cool spray. The pressurized aerosol can version is very strong too. And so there's no lack of performance with Sauvage at all. But this Elixir version somehow even takes it to the next level. Part of the reason why is because it's so warm spicy. Now, Sauvage Eau de Toilette, you guys know it, the black pepper, the ambroxan, all of that good stuff going on with the bergamot. It's peppery and spicy, right? Especially off the opening, but not really warm spicy. This one is, using notes like licorice and cardamom and cinnamon, and then also on a nice bed of a smooth, creamy sandalwood. It's just a different scent entirely, and just beast mode to all get out. I mean, it's crazy how strong this is. I think some people would even think that this could be too strong, especially if you go into it with an incredible amount of sprays, not really knowing what you're getting yourself into, because I could see this one being bothersome to you if you spray it on too much. I mean, because it is strong, especially in the heat. It really opens up even more and projects even more when you get some heat on it. So, dead of summer would not be my first choice for this, but indoors or the evening would be a better option. But I wouldn't want to be caught outside all day wearing Sauvage Elixir when it's 90 degrees. But hey, you got a 14+ hour performer here. It's expensive. That's the downside. 60 ml bottle like this one here is usually going to run you anywhere from $140 to $160, and that is discounter price. So that's a lot of money. But you can also get Latafa Assad for 20 bucks if you wanted to. Now, speaking of a lot of money, we've got Zurjoff Richwood. This is definitely not a popular Zurjoff, at least when you compare it to your typical, popular Zurjoff fragrances, Neo, Naxos, Kobe, Torino 21, and a few others that I'm kind of missing here, but just the main ones. This one is not really in that crowd. It's something that you kind of have to dig for. It kind of is hidden in plain sight, so to speak. I don't know what made me find this one. I think I just saw it on discounters one day, and it was heavily marked down, and it's always been expensive, and it still was, but it was at a good price, and so I went ahead and bought it. This one has patchouli, vanilla, sandalwood, and some rose even. But basically, it's all about the patchouli. Strong, heavy, rich, mature smelling patchouli accord like nothing else. So just as a warning, this is not for the faint of heart. If you're a guy who's younger and wants something fresh and summery and it's just so bright and fresh and clean, this is the complete opposite, and I would not go for this. Even if you like woodier, heavier scents, I would still maybe try to sample it first, or at least just be cautious before committing to a full-size bottle. Because as I mentioned, even on discounters, it is still expensive, and I would hate to see you get burned on this because you buy it and you don't like it. I don't want everybody to think that everybody needs to go get this. Not the case. But if you want to see something different, and unique, and you want to smell unique, then something like Zurjoff Richwood to the right person would be the right choice for that. No surprise, it's a great performer. Just a couple sprays, it's going to get you through the entire day and then some. And even at the end of the day, you still got to really scrub that stuff off. It's crazy. Gucci Guilty, it's the Elixir version. I love it. Another expensive one, as is all of the new small bottle Elixir fragrances, but is what it is, I suppose, right? Either you like it and you buy it, or you don't. I like this. I bought it at full retail. I don't like that, but now you can get it below full retail, 120 bucks or so. Still a lot of money, but not as bad as it could be. Amouage Reflection Man 45 Extrait. That's what this smells like to me. Not a replica, not an exact clone, but very close. Reflection 45 Extrait is sweeter and heavier than the original Reflection Man EDP, and this has some of those heavier, sweeter notes in line with how 45 Extrait is kind of panning out to be as well. And so that's kind of why I draw that conclusion. White floral, a little bit peppery, kind of spicy, warm spicy, just a little bit of a sweetness too. Nothing crazy, but also exceptionally powdery, as is Reflection Man in both versions, but the Extrait as well. So a lot of similarities. It's an amazing performer, so you are spending a lot of money, price per milliliter wise, to get this into your collection, but at least it does perform good. It performs better than all of the other Gucci Guilties, so that's a bonus at least. This next one is Angel Share by Killian. Perfect for fall and winter. If you don't have a bottle of this yet, I would grab one. Doesn't have to be right now, but you know, it would be perfect to get here for October, November, December kind of area where you're around the holidays and stuff. I think this is perfect for that time of year. Of course, you can wear it into, you know, January through March as well, but I love something like this, sweet and gourmand, for basically just, again, the holidays. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, even Halloween, just that little time frame right there where everything is just kind of happening all around that time and it's cold outside. I like stuff like this. This one has cognac, cinnamon, praline, and of course a bit of vanilla in here, right? Tonka bean and all of the other usual suspects as well. It's boozy, it's warm, it's spicy, it's gourmand, so very edible smelling, almost like a dessert. It's great. It is incredibly sweet, really, really sweet. So yet another one where just be careful going into it. The good news is you can get a clone. There are many clones out there that are a fraction of the cost. And it's kind of one of those things where sometimes it could be cheaper to buy a clone than a sample. Because think about it, you know, you buy a 10 ml sample for whatever cost it goes for, probably going to be more than $20. Well, you could get a clone of this for probably $20 or a touch more. And that clone is 100 milliliters. So that would be a great way to sample it, see if you like this DNA. And if you do end up falling in love with it, at some point you could budget for a full bottle of the real deal if you so choose to do so. But the clones get the job done as well. More or less, getting this DNA into your collection is a must-have for a lot of you guys out there who like sweeter scents. A lot of the clones perform really good. Maybe not all of them perform as good as this one. So I just included the original deal here for the sake of the performance measuring aspects of this video. It is a beast mode scent. Speaking of beast mode, this is one of the strongest fragrances that I probably have. Manera Intense Red Tobacco. The eau de parfum is already way, way strong. And so this was probably not needed in the sense of fixing the performance. Good example would be Zurjoff. People were saying that the eau de parfum doesn't perform good. The Intense came out and fixed that. I don't remember anybody saying that Red Tobacco eau de parfum didn't perform good. So this is purely just, they're going to go through and make Intense versions of probably all of the best sellers, I guess. And if it wasn't already strong enough, now it's just even more next level. It has obviously tobacco with a bit of oud and patchouli, tonka bean and all that stuff, but it's basically tobacco and patchouli combined here to create something strong, smoky, woody, mature, and just a hint of an oud in here as well to kind of give it just the slightest bit of an animalic touch. I would say the oud is just a little bit more prominent in the Intense Extrait versus the Eau de Parfum, but not by a whole lot, and I still wouldn't consider this to be an oud scent. 14 plus hours, easy, and probably would go longer if you just really were committed and you didn't want to take a shower for a while and you really wanted to see how long it would last. You could probably go a day with this one on your skin and it would still be, you know, present by, you know, the 24th hour there would be my guess. Probably not projecting anymore at that point, but definitely still present on your skin. It is crazy strong, and also it's under $100 already on discounters. Good old Spice Bomb Extreme is a classic. It's one that you gotta have. It's got tobacco, black pepper, and vanilla. I mean, basically what it is. It's a more mature, refined version of Spice Bomb Eau de Toilette, and I'm pretty much gonna leave it at that because you guys know it. The price has come down on this one a lot over the years as well. It used to be $90 to $100. You can get it for a bit less than that now, and sometimes testers will come up for even less than what it usually goes for now. Can't remember off the top of my head, but maybe you can get it for around $70 now sometimes, 70-ish, depending on sales and stuff like that, and that's the 3-ounce bottle. Another great performer, 10, 12 plus hours longevity, great projection as well. Smells like the holiday season to me. We'll finish this off with a newer release. It is Lal Elixir Absolute. This one has plum, tonka bean, cinnamon, lavender. Still very sweet, just like you would expect any Jean Paul Gaultier scent. I was gonna say like any Lal scent, but I don't really, I mean, aside from a couple limited edition summer releases from Lal lineup, basically everything that they put out across the board is sweet. So this one is of course no exception. Bit of a fruity sweetness. The original Lal Elixir has a honey tobacco combo. That is not present in this. Again, it's more of a fruity plum, kind of cinnamon, sweet, woody sweetness. Still has some of that aromatic fresh lavender that they're still hanging on to from the very original Lal all the way back in the late 90s. Still carrying that over all of these years. It definitely is not a fresh aromatic scent, but they do use just that base, that core in here, and you do pick up on it in the slightest bit. So it's still cool to see that. Very strong parfum concentrated scent that is gonna be great for fall and winter use. Not something I'm gonna be touching right now in summer, but here in another couple of months, this would be a great one to break out. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for me. Some of the best performing scents you can buy right now. Again, a wide variety of things. We got a couple that you could pick up and throw on for summer, and then a few that are gonna be great for the upcoming cooler weather that we're gonna be having here in a couple of months starting out, at least for a lot of us. I'll drop links to everything down below. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.